The most painful thing in the world is that the child of a parent is mercilessly shot by Dante even though he has done nothing wrong. The father rushed out immediately after hearing the gunshot. At this time, Dante was still immersed in the panic of killing for the first time, but was knocked to the ground by William, who rushed over. The elder brother immediately fled the scene with his younger brother when he saw the situation was not good. In the chaos, William tore off Dante's mask in time, but was kicked several meters away by Dante while struggling. Luckily, Dante, who had broken free, was about to get up and run away, but was blocked by two police cars that arrived quickly. Although the murderer was eventually caught by the police, his beloved daughter was already lying in a pool of blood and could never wake up again. The daughter was rushed to the hospital, and the mother rushed over after hearing the bad news. While the two were anxiously waiting, the doctor in the emergency room suddenly came out. The solemn expression on his face made it clear that his daughter might have completely left this world. The originally happy family was instantly shattered. The root cause of all this was a test of the youngest son by the gangster boss. The boss asked his son to go out and kill anyone at random. He could complete the trial and officially join the gang. Therefore, the nightmare fell on William's 16-year-old daughter. However, what William could not accept was that the murderer only admitted to assaulting the police and resisting arrest with the help of a lawyer, but denied the fact of shooting the little girl. It was only because the lack of surveillance equipment at the crime scene gave them an opportunity to take advantage of the only eyewitness. William was even slandered by the other party as having hallucinations due to shock, so the murderer would only be sentenced to 3 to 5 years at most. If he behaved well in prison, the time might be even shorter. Such a result would undoubtedly bring a heavy blow to William. Justice could not be achieved, and he could only choose to fight violence with violence. So at the trial the next day, facing the judge's questioning, William made a decision that shocked everyone. William deliberately failed to clearly identify the attacker in court. Without William's key accusation, the judge dismissed the case on the spot and declared Dante not guilty in court. Release. Watching the arrogant murderer being picked up by his brother Rory and father Donnie, William, who was sitting in the car, was furious and had already sentenced Dante to death. Then William followed them all the way to a private bar. After Dante celebrated and walked out of the bar alone, William, who had been waiting for a long time, immediately stepped on the accelerator and rushed towards him angrily. The violent collision twisted one of Dante's legs into an 8-shaped shape, and then William opened the trunk without hesitation and took out a baseball bat that was more than 3 meters long. At this time, Dante not only had no regrets, but kept insulting William's daughter, so William vented all his anger and beat Dante to death. Soon Rory learned from his younger brother that his brother was beaten to death. When they arrived at the scene, the police had already blocked the place. Seeing his brother in the body bag, Rory was furious. William thought that this operation was perfect, but he didn't know that the woman who had met William once before the incident was the queen of Rory's nightclub. Rory learned from the woman that William had appeared at the scene on the night of his brother's crime, and immediately asked his younger brother to gather all the people to take revenge. The next morning came in a flash. William was leisurely drinking coffee outside the store, not knowing that Rory had found him with his men. His keen intuition made William realize the danger and prevented the tragedy from happening again. He escaped by chance and hid behind the car immediately, waiting for an opportunity. When Rory's men approached slowly, William took advantage of his unpreparedness to knock him to the ground and punched him twice in the face. However, Rory, who followed closely behind, also arrived at this time. William could only choose to run away again, but accidentally dropped his wallet on the ground. William wanted to go. The car left as quickly as possible, but Rory and his younger brother had already caught up. William, who was desperate, had to open the car door as a cover. Unexpectedly, his younger brother came around from the other side and launched a sneak attack on him. William pretended to lie on the ground and waited for an opportunity. Finally, he gave the opponent a fatal blow. When Rory reacted, William had already run several meters away. Although the situation was dangerous, he still escaped luckily. A patrol car nearby happened to arrive at this time, and William immediately asked the police for help. Rory could only stop temporarily, but he accidentally found William's wallet. A moment later, Will.i.am hurried back home and asked his wife to pack up and leave. Unfortunately, before they could escape, Rory found them with the ID card in the wallet. His father, Donnie, was also with them. Donnie did not give them a chance to speak. He raised his pistol and shot William's wife. Then he asked his son to shoot William. What Rory did not expect was that William, who was shot twice, did not die. With his strong willpower, he dragged his seriously injured body to call the police. When he woke up from the coma, he was already in the hospital. In just 2 days, he lost his beloved daughter and wife. Although he had lost confidence in life at this time, the strong desire for revenge still made him work hard to cooperate with the hospital's rehabilitation training. After his body recovered, William found an opportunity and sneaked out disguised as a staff member. He hurriedly found the former arms dealer and got a batch of weapons from him. As a retired Marine for many years, William was very familiar with these weapons. After a period of training, William began his road to revenge. At the same time, Donnie learned that William was still alive and immediately ordered his eldest son, Rory, to take his men to deal with him. However, William had been waiting in their lair. After everyone left, William approached Donnie alone. Before Donnie could react, he shot him in the head. When Rory received the news and rushed back, he saw his father's cold body. William had returned to the arms dealer, but was accidentally seen by the War Street girl. Soon, Rory came over with his men. The arms dealer in the house discovered their arrival at the first time. William set up a sniper rifle without hesitation, and the arms dealer was responsible for cooperating on the side. Unfortunately, he had retired for many years, and his shooting skills were not as good as before. Not only did he fail to hit the target, but his position was exposed. Facing the opponent's powerful firepower suppression, the two had to fight and escape. In the end, they escaped to the car by chance and cut a bloody path through the crowd and left here. Rory immediately drove to chase them. They chased all the way from day to night. Seeing that there was no way to retreat, the arms dealer, who was desperate, quickly called his friend for help. Roach, who was loyal and righteous, asked them to lure the other party to his side. Soon after, the arms dealer drove the car into his friend's territory, and Rory, who was chasing closely, was suppressed by the powerful firepower. However, just when they thought the crisis was over, Rory killed a sneak attack, and the two sides started a fierce gun battle in the house. And during the battle, Roach bravely rushed to the front line, but unfortunately he was shot by Rory behind him and died on the spot. At the same time, the arms dealer was also shot while covering William's escape. On the other hand, Rory seemed to be given the aura of the protagonist. He easily killed all the enemies. William, who was hiding in the dark, wanted to take the opportunity to launch a sneak attack, but he was interrupted before he started. Fortunately, Rory, who was too proud of himself, did not make a follow-up shot. This created an opportunity for William to counterattack. After hard work, William finally avenged his family, but the price he paid was quite heavy. Except for the surviving arms dealer, other innocent friends did not survive. When the police arrived at the scene, William, who was seriously injured, could no longer hold on and stayed here forever. Although many details of this film are remarkable, we all recognize one fact. That is, children will always be everything to their parents, and the love of parents for their children is the greatest power in the world.